Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be building 4 mocks where Jedi generals and commanders almost died. But before we get started building, consider going down and subscribing to my channel because I'm super close to 1,000 subscribers and it would be much appreciated if you did so. But now, let's get started with the video. The first 2 mocks of this video is going to be kind of in tangent because this mock is when Luminara almost gets poisoned with the Geonosis parasite, and the next one is going to be including some kind of context to that. This one's super small, just a 16 by 16 base plate mock to just get us started with the video, which overall I think it turned out pretty well. There's not too much going on inside the mock, although I did include a little egg that Pago the Lesser is holding, made my own little parasite popping out. This one was just a simple little build to get us started with today. Now moving on to the next build, we're doing Bear's Offie fighting Ahsoka after she was infected with the same parasite that they were going to infect Luminara with. I was originally going to be building the bridge of the Starfighter, but decided against it because I also wanted to add in some extra clones. So instead I tiled off the complete floor of this base plate and moved on to the wall. I'm adding in some headlight bricks on the wall so that it won't be just boring and empty. Instead I'm going to be adding control panels and little vents to add in some extra detail into the mock. I also had one of my clones holding an unexposed egg, which overall I think this mock turned out really well. Although not the biggest mock for the second time, I think it's quite detailed, and adding the control panels and vents and extra colors into the wall really help it with that. So now that we're moving away from Luminara and Bear's Offie, let's move on to our next mock. This next build that I'm going to be building is going to be on a 32 by 32 base plate, and the scene for this is when Mace Windu picks up Jango Fett's helmet that's planted with an explosive and gets trapped in under rubble with Anakin Skywalker and a downed Venator. So the first thing that he did was add a whole bunch of just random pieces on 2 8x8 plates, as well as adding it on top of Mace Windu. Then I got to work on the actual base plate, adding in a whole bunch of details with the terrain and just adding a whole bunch of rubble in different spots, as well as adding in the 2's astromech droids. Overall, I think this mock turned out really well. Although I know Anakin Skywalker and Mace Windu were on the bridge, I wanted to add in some terrain, make the entire mock just bigger. And yes, I know Anakin Skywalker was there with Mace Windu, but I only added Mace Windu because Anakin had confidence in R2-D2 while Mace Windu didn't. My last mock for this video takes place on the planet Jabim. Jedi in question here is Obi-Wan Kenobi, who, with the company of Alpha 17, decide to go into a downed AT-AT, rescue anybody inside. But the AT-AT blows up, only injuring the 2. To everyone looking on from the outside, they were completely dead. So I decided to bury my AT-AT in pieces, like I did with my Republic gunship up in the right top corner. So I built up layers of brick to be able to bury my AT-AT, and now what I'm doing is just finishing off the couple plates, adding tiles and plates to them. Now that I put all those plates on, all I have to do now is just add in the AT-AT pieces, with of course fire on them, and built up dirt slanting across the AT-AT when it crashed into the ground. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Alpha 17 are going to be in the foreground, with a whole bunch of dead clones scattered across the mock to show the severity of this battle. And that completely finishes this mock, and overall I think this one is by far the best one in this video. I know it's on the largest base plate, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the best. But like my older video where I buried my Republic gunship, I think this technique makes it look awesome. I love the scattered bodies and the detail into this mock. Overall, definitely my favorite in a while. Overall, I'm really happy with how these mocks turned out. The first 2 were definitely in relation to each other, and though they were small, I think definitely turned out really well. My Mace Windu build, although I know he was up in the bridge and this mock isn't completely scene accurate, I decided to take inspiration from Battlefront 2 when Iden Versio goes into a downed Star Destroyer on Jakku to destroy some TIE bombers. Now moving on to my absolute favorite mock of this video. I love these builds where I have the sets underneath the terrain. Definitely will be seeing more of that in the future. I love the pieces scattered across the floor, as well as the clone trooper helmets and bodies. Overall, definitely my favorite mock of today. But that's gonna round out this video here, so if you guys like this type of content, consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video.